Before I begin, I just want to say this. I'm not doing this out of spite because this person blocked me. Rather, I'm doing this commentary because the person screwed up. And if this guy unblocks me or comments on this video, then I'll take the video down because I don't want to start a flame war with this. And I'm not going to comment on the Blip TV page because I'm not going to get myself doxxed like that. And for some reason, my Blip.tv page doesn't allow me to comment on his videos for some stupid reason. So there you go. Like my last commentary, I'm going to be skipping to the parts I want to talk over, so if you don't like that, I don't care. Go watch whatever faggy commentators are on the YouTube list. Yeah, I call myself a fag, but hey, if you can look at yourself and laugh, then who cares? Oh, and I'm going to leave this part in because it's going to be a certain point for later. Now let's begin. Here's the clip.
And don't even think I'm putting One Piece on here. In my opinion, it may be really popular, but that popularity is 100% deserved. But at first, the characters were likable and the battles were cool because it didn't really depend on who was the strongest, but who knew how to use their ninjutsu the best.
And for the most part, Shippuden still has this. Now here's the moment where he shoots himself in the foot.
It became just another shonen series where whoever could conjure the biggest, most powerful energy blast was the winner.
Yep, all these enemies were defeated by huge blasts. It couldn't have just been normal-sized weapons or just ninjutsu or anything. Nope, totally. And if you couldn't tell, I'm being sarcastic here, but yeah. And if you're going to use the Naruto versus Pain argument, how was Nagato defeated? He was defeated after a speech. He gave up his life to protect everyone. And how was the normal Pain before Nagato was found out? He was defeated by a normal-sized Rasengan. I would go on, but there's no reason. And even Part 1 had some battles, but even then they were few and far between. Because it's not like Dragon Ball Z. Spoiler alert. They use that because they're stronger.
But it's more than that. The writing has just plain fallen off the rails. Masashi Kishimoto's treatment of his characters is just insane, completely screwing them over in almost every possible regard. I swear, every character you may have liked in the first part of the series, except for Lee, has been killed off in Shippuden.
Oh yeah, I'd believe that story if it wasn't a bold-faced lie. Seriously, there's only a small minority of characters that are dead. And before you bring up Hinata, she was revived. And before you tell me, oh, I didn't know they were revived, you use an example from later in the manga series, because it hasn't been animated yet, obviously, that shows he's alive. Otherwise, you probably think that, oh, someone used Edo Tensei. You're making a generalization, and you know this for a frickin' fact. So, why don't you stop the bullshit lies? You know the truth, so quit lying to us. Anyone who's seen the Pain arc and the second arc after that will tell you, yeah, you're lying.
Well, just recently it seems he gave in to the Naruhina shippers and killed off Neji, in what seems like an effort to drive Hinata into Naruto's arms.
Neji's death was important for character development, and I know I was holding this point off for a little bit, but their deaths were meant for character development for the newer generation, and Neji's death was meant for character development for Naruto so that he can get someone to help him up. Yes, it was for Naruhina in a way, you could argue, but it makes him look at Hinata as a good friend, something Sakura didn't, and it helps rejuvenate his spirit, not as a romantic thing. Get your shit right.
The main cast has really suffered too. Sasuke's become an unlikable prick, and the same goes for Sakura, who, despite her strength upgrade, really hasn't become a better character.
Sasuke has been like that since the end of Naruto Part 1, and Sakura has gotten more better. Like, you can admit, at least she's helping others on the side with her medical skills, and, oh yeah, I forget, her fight with Chio fighting Sasori. Oh, no, we'll just ignore that.
And Naruto? Well, you know how in the first part of the story everyone looked down on him and he wanted to become a great ninja despite everyone doubting him? Well, it kind of kills the message of overcoming hardship when he turns out to be the goddamn chosen one in Shippuden.
Yeah, it's not like one chapter after Neji's death, Obito tries to convince Naruto to join his side or anything, because, oh yeah, he had a moment of weakness, and he did develop as a character, like I mentioned before with Hinata and him, following Neji's death. Nope, no character development here, or any hardships. Yeah, and it's not like he had any hardships over, you know, Jiraiya's death, no. Or the fact that he couldn't save Neji, or the fact he couldn't save Sasuke. Nope, nope. He's a completely perfect character with no hardships to go over or anything. Even though that's another bold-faced lie. Again. I hate to point this out, but this is ridiculous.
It wasn't that bad at the beginning, and even now there are still some characters that I like. They don't get to do anything, but I guess that counts for something.
Killer Bee helping Naruto sync up with his tail beast? That's so stupid. Or the Shitsukage trying to kill Sasuke? No, they don't do anything.
That's where I'm going to leave the video off there, because honestly, the remaining entries I've either heard of, but I don't have any counterpoints, or I've never heard of to begin with. Final thoughts. Do I really need to give it? This guy lied about certain information, or he did know but he didn't want to say anything. He's wrong on so many elements about Naruto, and frankly, he doesn't know what he's talking about most of the time for this shit. It's like, I know he must have seen later parts of Shippuden. He friggin' mentioned a page that happened actually recently at the time of the posting. And before anyone says this video is months old, I don't give a shit, okay? This video is not like a year old or anything, and no one's really critiqued the video from what I've seen, so there you go. That's all I gotta say. So, later.